Hey, what's going on YouTube and Facebook? The topic today, I got to pull over on this one. I wanted to share something with you. Is when you move on, did you really move on? The question is, can you hide your heart? The topic that I'm going to be talking about is a person they asked me a question about a relationship that they are currently in. The person is currently in a relationship with a new man. They've been in They've been in a relationship for a number of years. But what happened was, her name is Rolanda. Rolanda was in a relationship with a guy that wasn't going anywhere, right? So what she did was she ultimately moved on. Well, she really didn't move on, but she said that she had moved on. Again, this topic, so I want to make sure you guys understand and know what the topic is, because I'd like to open a discussion. Can you move on with your body when you haven't moved on with your heart? What does this mean? What is the question? The question is, when you are dating someone, a new person, you moved on from a person who wasn't good for you, but he was good to you. He wasn't good for you. When you do that and you move on to a better person for you, did you leave your heart in the place with the person who wasn't good for you? Now, it's getting a little dark here, guys, but this is one of the ones I wanted to just stop for a minute and really share. I want you to follow me on Facebook. I want you to like my page on Facebook, Women Love Men Who Listen. I want you to leave a comment, because, again, I want to open a discussion so we can talk about this. Also, I'm on YouTube at Women Love Men Who Listen on YouTube. Now, I talked to Rolanda, and I said to her, because let me give you guys what's going on. She was with one man, and the guy wasn't good for her. Good to her physically, but not good for her. Because he was good to her physically, sexually, or what have you, when she moved on, because the guy, I personally believe that the reason she moved on was more than what she told. But that's beside the point. I don't want to go any further. So she moves on to another guy. She's been in a relationship with this other guy for years. But she and the better guy for her has been having major problems. She also, I believe, the reason she and the guy she's with currently, and they've been together for years, they have problems because, in my opinion, her heart was left there. Her body and her mind is in the new relationship, but she left something in the old relationship that she didn't bring to the new one. She didn't bring her best self to the new relationship. Now this relationship is having problems because, again, in my opinion, she wasn't honest. She didn't give her best self. Maybe she thought she could move on, but she couldn't. After talking to her, there are times in her past relationship where, not being with the good guy, not the good guy, with the bad guy, she gave him her best self. She's not giving her best self to her new, better man. Now, the better man has shown her things that the other person never showed her, in terms of being there, being responsible, loving her as the best he knew how. But she, in my opinion, still has a desire. She may not desire to be with the other person, but she didn't give the good guy her good heart. She gave him her body. Sometimes, ladies, this channel is dedicated to women. So what I try to do is give you some insight into the mind of men. I want you to know something. Men know when you're not giving them your best. They know when your heart is somewhere else. except they are what we call an L7, and that's a square. A square don't know any better. Whatever you give him is good because he doesn't know any better. But when you get with a real one, you can't fake. As it said, you can't slick a can of oil with a real one because he knows what time it really is. He may not say anything, but he understands that, hey, you know what? Something ain't right about this because he has experience. But if you are in a relationship right now and you haven't brought your best self to that relationship because something you left in another one, you got to be careful, because at some point the rubber's going to meet the road. That means you and the person you're dating, or you and the person you're with, have been with for years, y'all going to have some problems until you get over that. You have to sit back as a woman and say, you know what? Am I bringing my best self? Did I bring my best self to this relationship? And if you didn't, you got to deal with that, because he knows it. If he's a good guy, if you didn't move on with your heart, then don't try to play him as if he doesn't know. Talk to him, deal with it, try to figure out what you need to do so things will be better in your relationship. Your relationship won't get better if he knows. If he doesn't know, then maybe. But if he knows, then you can't shitter. He knows what's going on. So you got to be honest. You got to be open. You got to be transparent. You got to be real and say, you know what? Let me deal with this the way I need to deal with it. He's not going to accept you faking it, ladies. I'm a man. I know better. I've been there. I've done that. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to share some things with you as my sisters so you understand that men know. Especially you women out there, the real women, because there's a difference between a woman and a female. You real women are those who desire to have good men in your lives, and you deserve to have them. You also deserve to have someone that's willing to talk to you and give you the honest insight into what we think as men. And I'm hoping I can share some of that with you. Every woman deserves the best when she believes that she first is the best. You have to love, again, who you are, what you are, and where you are. That way you don't find yourself with a pair of pants thinking you got a man. Hey, you guys, I want to talk about this. I want to open up a discussion. So follow me on Facebook. Like my page. Leave some comments so I can open up some dialogue. Follow me also. No, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Women Love Men Who Listen on YouTube. Women Love Men Who Listen on Facebook. There is going to be a number. I want you guys to call. Leave your questions. Leave your comments. I'm sorry it's late at night, but I just started to stop and do one. You guys be good, and we'll talk again in a minute. But until then, be good to yourself. Bye-bye.